Chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
47 years, she has been on air with 12,000 shows, and she is going to come up today and do a few jokes for you. In addition to being wildly hilarious and an amazing TV personality, she is also a vegan activist, and she has television shows from Massachusetts to San Diego, including 43, you're on 43 channels? 43 channels she has. So if you could put your hands together, welcome Glendora.
How are you tonight? Way to go. The microphone is where, David? Right here. I asked the folks around here how long do I have tonight, and they said 10 minutes, so I'm saving the last 3 minutes for the applause. And do you know that aging is a matter of the mind? If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Cassie, do you know the teleprompter? Okay, was the first one?
Agent is, I believe.
What?
Next one, parachute.
Parachute?
Parachute.
Parachute, a man jumped out of an airplane and the parachute didn't open, and as he's plummeting to the earth, another man is coming up from the earth. He calls over, do you know anything about parachutes? And the other man says, no. Do you know anything about gas stoves? What's next, honey?
Small towns?
What?
What about small towns?
Oh, small towns? I live in Nassau Village. There's not much to see in a small town, but what you hear makes up for it.
Is this good?
Oh, yes, the one woman said to the other, the minister said you mustn't say anything about anybody unless it's good. Boy, is this good.
Lonesome.
What, dear?
What's about lonesome? Lonesome.
No, what?
Lonesome? To be lonesome. Alone.
Hold it a minute, folks. How do you spell it?
Lonesome.
Oh, yeah, a daddy picked up his son at summer camp. And he said to his son, did any of the kids get homesick? And the boy said, yeah, the ones who have dogs. What's that one?
British?
Oh, folks, who said the British are not coming? Paul Reverse. I should have told you to reverse.
Medicare?
Medicare?
Medicare. That's a joke on me.
Did you hear about the couple who got married so late in life that Medicare picked up 80% of the honeymoon? And the couple who got married so young in life that half of their wedding presents were manufactured by Mattel.
Obituary.
A man called the newspaper irate and he says, you put my name in the obituary, I'm still alive. And the editor was really contrite. And he thought of how he could remedy the situation. He says, I know. Tomorrow I'll put you in the birth call.
Frozen pizza.
What, dear?
Frozen pizza.
I have a friend, Donna, who runs a little nursery school. And after playing board games with the kids all morning on the floor, she said, children, I have the most delicious pizza for lunch, frozen pizza for lunch. And Danny says, Miss Donna, will you please cook mine?
Beer. Best to go with frozen.
What, dear?
Beer. The drink that goes best with frozen pizza.
No, didn't get.
Caddy.
Caddy, the CEO was out on the golf course. And he said, Caddy, why do you keep looking at your watch? And the caddy says, oh, no, sir, this isn't a watch, it's a compass.
Every year.
The woman was making out an application and being interviewed, and the man says, when's your birthday? And she said, May 5th. Well, he's waiting. Finally, he says, what year? She's not going to tell him, you know. He said, what year? She says, every year. What year?
TV is.
What?
Television is.
Oh! Do you know how a man once described television as a phenomenon where people who do not have a thing to do watch people who cannot do a thing? I've been doing that for 60 years.
VP or president?
Honeymoon couple came back from the honeymoon, and he says, dear, we have to settle down now. Do you want to be president or vice president? She said, you can be both, dear. I'll just be the treasurer.
Sin and golf.
Dear, who?
Sin and golf.
Again?
Sin and golf.
Spell
Golf. Like the sport. Golf. And sin.
it? No. Try again.
All right, dime.
What?
Dime. Like 10 cents.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. This is good.
This is
The daddy said the sermon was too long, and the mother said the choir was flat, and the little girl said, I thought it was a good show for a dime. What, dear?
Virgin, like Mary. Virgin Mary.
Was it about golf? Oh, a little boy and a little girl are watching a video on the birth of Christ. And the little boy says, what is a virgin? And the little girl says, a virgin is a woman who eats all of her vegetables. Not tell anybody a secret if you're near a clock.
Because time will tell.
Time will tell.
Hydrodynamics. Hydrodynamics.
A young man was making out an application to get a job on the state dam. And the question was, what does hydrodynamics mean? And he wrote down, it means I don't get the job.
Million.
What, dear?
Million.
A man is talking to God and he says, God, how much is $1 million to you? And God says, $10. Well, God, how long is 1,000,000 years to you? A second. God, could I please have $10? Certainly, just a second. What's that one? Oh, you remind me of Dan Smith. I am not a thing like Dan Smith. Oh, yes, you are. You both owe me $10.
And boarding.
What, dear?
Boarding.
Oh, what happened when the boarding house blew up? The rumors began to fly.
Okay.
prepared for
Some of the
today.
ones you missed.
Anyone, well, she missed, sin and golf.
Sin and golf.
Yes.
What is it?
Sin and golf. Sin and golf.
Don't get it. What'd you say?
I said sin and golf.
Oh, yeah! Yes, you will enjoy this one. The man said, Father, is it a sin for me to play golf on Sunday? And the priest says, Son, I have seen you play golf, and it's a sin for you to play golf any day.
Glendora is going to be 91 in 4 days. Glendora is going to be 91 in 4 days. We should sing happy birthday. Yes. All right. You want to lead us?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go.
Glendora. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Glendora. Happy birthday to you.
Well now, everybody, welcome to A Chat with Glendora, a hat with Glendora, a cat with Glendora. A cat with Glendora is no longer. .com. 105 years old. Her spirit left her on Sunday, April 28th at 3:10 p.m. She tried so hard to live. We've been together for 15 years. I believe she was the most luxuriously taken care of cat that I ever knew. We protected her from all of the elements. We protected her from dogs. We wouldn't let any dogs in. She cost about $112 a month in food and the very finest kitty litter, and she was most fastidious about her litter pen. And she was such a pretty cat and such a happy cat and purred. And wherever this body was, her body was. That's how companionable she was. And if we ever went out for 3 or 4 hours, when I got home, she would bawl me out for being out. Did she suffer? Well, Saturday night I brought her home some of the food from the church supper, and she ate so robustly and enjoyed it so much. And then Sunday morning she was so lethargic and motionless. And then she had some kind of incrustation from her eyes and her mouth and nose. Do you think she had a cold? And I had to work so hard to get that incrustation off with hot water. Certainly must have felt good to get it off, but it must have taken a lot out of her. And then, of course, the alimentary canal, the usual problems with that at the time of passing. But .com, she's out in the cold ground now. .com, your spirit, your memory are all here.com. And she's gone off to be another something else, something just as beautiful or more beautiful than her 15 years here. I'm glad of this. Today I am 91 years old. May 1st, 1928. But I am so glad of this, that I was here when her spirit left her. Because maybe I didn't do everything I could, and maybe I'm remiss, but I know that I could take care of her and understand her better than anybody else. So I'm very glad of that. You could have got her the new spring grass. The grass when it tastes the best, the all time of the year. That new green grass. No, her memory is here.
There are a lot of things you can't do with your smartphone, like print, although you can, if you have a printer that's adaptable, right?
And I called up all her friends. She was so popular. .com was popular all over. .com cat. And when I called up her friends to tell her about the passing, and I called Maxine, and Maxine started to cry, and that made me cry. And then all the other calls were full of tears. All righty. Keep going. Keep going as if she were right here, sitting with you. Keep going. And this is right where she died. Were you with her? My friends asked, was I with her? I was right here. And I would look over, and I would feel for the heartbeat, and I would feel for the breathing. And at 1 o'clock, I felt it, and at 2 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock, it began to get faint. And at 3:10, it was gone. The mystery made manifest. The mystery made manifest for his saints. What is the mystery? The mystery is this, that helping others is happiness. Helping yourself is misery. That is the mystery. And God has made it manifest to us through this program, for the world, of the world, and by the world. All of us together. The mystery is helping others and doing it together. And this mystery has been made manifest. And we make it manifest again, right now. And who are the saints? The saints are the one who lives for others. Those are the saints, the ones who live for others and not and never for themselves. To whom God would make known what is the riches of the glory. What are the riches of the glory? The glory is helping others, and the riches are manifold. We've got mystery and manifest, and now we have manifold. The glories, the riches of the glory. This meditation is based upon 1 Colossians, 1st chapter, verse 27. Now, a chat with Glendora has said repeatedly that God, Jesus, and helping others are synonymous. They can be used interchangeably. So bearing that in mind, folks, the hymn is Oh, Jesus, I have promised. Jesus, God, and helping others are interchangeable. So, it's, oh, Jesus, I have promised. It's, oh, helping others. Oh, helping others, I have promised to serve you to the end. Be thou forever near us, our buddy and our friend. We shall not fear the challenge, for thou art by our side, nor wander from the pathway, because thou will be our guide. We have promised to serve to the end. We will always be near you, our buddy and our friend. We shall not fear the challenges, because we will be side by side, nor shall we wander from the pathway, because helping others will be our guide. Did anybody in your family go to the Ivy League colleges? Yes, my uncle. He went to Harvard as an anatomical gift. Two cannibals were eating a clown, and one cannibal said to the other, doesn't this food taste funny to you? The teacher was trying to get the children interested in having a copy of their class picture. She says, oh look, you can say years ago. Here's Billy, he became a dentist. Here's Freddie, he became a veterinarian. Here's Johnny, he became chief executive officer of a big company. And the little boy says, and here's teacher, she's dead. A man said, my daughter keeps trying to find the perfect guy to get married to. And I tell her, stop the search, honey. Your mother got the last one. A man jumped out of a parachute, and jumped out of an airplane, and the parachute did not open. And as he's plummeting toward the earth, he sees a man coming up from the earth, and he hollers over to him, hey, do you know anything about parachutes? And the other man says, no, do you know anything about gas stoves? Oh, man said he was so ugly as a boy that his mother hired another neighborhood kid to play his part in the movies. Did you thank Mrs. Baxter for the lovely party she gave the children? Well, I was standing in line, I was going to thank her, and the girl in front of me thanked her, and Mrs. Baxter said, don't mention it, so I didn't. There's not much to see in a small town, but what you hear makes up for it. And the woman said to her buddy, you know, the minister says you mustn't say anything about anybody unless it's good. And boy, is this good. The woman was making out an application, being interviewed for a job, and the interviewer said, when is your birthday? And she says November 15th. She wasn't going to tell him the year. And he waited. And he says, what year? And she says, every year. You know, they say about TV, back years ago, they used to say about TV, that TV was a phenomenon for people who don't have a thing to do to watch people who can't do a thing. And Adam, A-T-O-M, was sitting on a park bench and he was dejected. And a man came along and he said, "Why are you dejected?" And the atom says, "I'm not an atom any longer, I'm an ion. I lost an electron." And the man said, "Are you sure?" And then he says, "I'm positive." Why did the man quit his job at Midas Muffler? It was exhausting. And another Adam, spelled A-D-A-M, was talking to God, and he says, "God, I need a helper. I need somebody to help me fold up this tent and to carry this tent and to get the meals." And God says, "That's going to cost you an arm and a leg." And Adam said, "How about a rib?" Just a second, folks. We're having handwriting problems. The daddy picked up his son after the summer, at summer camp, and the daddy said to the boy, "Did any of the kids get homesick or lonesome?" And the boy says, "Yeah, the ones who have dogs." Do you know that the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, and the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body? Therefore, only those people who are left-handed are in their right minds. Who said the British are not coming? Who said the British are not coming? Paul Reverse. Abnegate. To abjure, to reject, to renounce, to forego, to forswear. To